Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the second channel. Today I'm going to be talking about this game that you see on screen, this wonderful mobile game over here called My Little Universe. Now, it may seem strange that I'm talking about a mobile game. I'm talking about this game because it was featured on the Humble Choice 2025 February bundle, which if you don't know, Humble Choice is a subscription service done by Humble Bundle where you pay like 10 bucks a month and every month you get a collection of 8 or so games. There's been some really good games in the past. I've gotten copies of Sifu, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, Disco Elysium, Persona 4, Risk of Rain 2. I mean, they have really good games on these bundles sometimes. So I always consider it to be a really, really good deal. And even if it's like not a game that you've heard of before, like they have some really small indies on there, which are just super fun. And honestly, it's a really good use of your money if you're into games. And I definitely wholly recommend it. But the reason I wanted to talk about this in particular, and the reason I'm talking about Humble Bundle at all right now, is that this game was actually on the February choice, and I am not a big fan of that. There's nothing I have against this game in particular. It's a very competent mobile game that was ported over to PC, and it plays basically just like a mobile game except with all the ads. So I suppose, you know, if you're looking for that mobile game kind of experience, this is maybe one of the best ways to get that on a PC, on Steam or whatever, without facing like, you know, an onslaught of advertisements. But that being said, I'm not a massive fan of Humble Choice giving this away as one of their 8. Now, I know the service is obviously still a good deal even without like an 8th game, and this was probably just added as padding to not kind of slip below that, but still I'm not a massive fan of the precedent it sets. This does kind of feel a bit like shovelware, and that it's almost bloating the Humble Choice a little bit. So I just wanted to talk about that, and I guess just Humble Choice more generally. So yeah, like I said, this game is just a fairly standard mobile game. I actually did download the mobile game before I ever downloaded the Steam release from Humble Choice. I just got an ad for it or whatever, and you know how it is sometimes, you're just like, whatever, I'll just check this out. So I have actually downloaded this game before and played it, and I definitely can say after playing both the mobile version and the PC version, the PC version is much better. There's no ads, it doesn't have intrusive design, it's not asking you to spend your money on it. The PC version actually does feel like a fairly fleshed out game in that, you know, it's not asking you for money, and it seems to have like somewhat of a creative identity behind it. So while it's not necessarily badly designed and, you know, it's not really predatory in any way, I don't particularly like that this is one of the options for this month's Humble Choice. It's an amazing deal though. Humble Choice is an amazing deal. It's why I have so many games on Steam. There's no way I would spend that much money on games, but getting 8 games a month every month for what, like 3 years now, like it's crazy. It really adds up. And that's not mentioning the fact that of course 5% of all of the profits for the Humble Choice membership is donated to various charities every single month, which is just fantastic. And it's one of the reasons that I think Humble Bundle is such a fantastic company. They're always supporting lots of charities, and I think with every purchase on their website, a little bit of the profit goes to some kind of charity. And yeah, overall, it's just an amazing deal, and it's an amazing cause. So I could not recommend Humble Bundle anymore. But that being said, I'm not a massive fan of this game being on the roster. Which I know it's like, whatever. What's the distinction between this and like, you know, some idol, like, I don't know, what's the distinction between this and like any other indie game? Like it's a small game, it's a bite-sized game, whatever. But it feels a little strange, you know? It's like they're selling you something which is free on the App Store. Now, obviously, like I said, the Steam version does have a lot more quality of life stuff, and it's not intrusive with its ads. So of course, you're not necessarily getting the same thing that you can download for free on the iOS store. But I don't know, it still just leaves a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. The game is fairly inoffensive, and I actually have played quite a bit of it. I think, let me check here. Yeah, I've played a couple hours of it, so like it's not fun or anything, but it's just about the same amount of fun as pretty much any other standard mobile game. So I don't know, I just feel a little bit mixed on this, you know, because on the one hand, yes, this is a major step up from like the mobile release, but on the other hand, I don't like that this is kind of acting as a substitute for other games that could have been offered, given how you can download on your phone, and it kind of just feels like, and it kind of just feels a little soulless in that sense, if you know what I mean. Overall, is it the end of the world? No, not really. It's 1 game of 8, so it's like, whatever. You can just imagine that the bundle had 7 games this month. Or let me see, actually. Okay, yeah, looking at the bundle, it looks like this month we have Immortals of Avium, Trepang 2, Total Warfare Dynasties, Fabledom, Griftlands, Tales and Tactics, Nahulbeck's Dungeon Master, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation on that one, Nested Lands Alpha Playtest, and of course My Little Universe. So it does actually look like there's 9 titles on the Humble Bundle page at the moment for this for this month. Although one of them is a playtest, so it just gives you alpha test access. So I suppose that's why they felt the need to throw in this one too, but it feels weird, you know? And honestly, I don't know if I would have rathered that they just didn't include it at all or not. I mean, like I said, it's not a big deal. You still get 7 games that I haven't checked out yet, but I'm sure all of them have some, you know, good qualities to them, right? And you get a playtest for a game that I suppose is in development at the moment. So yeah, it's not the end of the world to get a mobile game on top of that, but it does, I don't know, it, like I said, it just sets a bad precedent, and I'm not a massive fan of this. And I know I'm not going to get the March choice and it's going to be like 4 mobile games, right? Like, that's not going to happen. But that being said, I don't like the idea that this kind of subscription service for really high quality PC games can kind of turn into like, oh, some good PC games and other slop. I mean, in general, I do feel like the quality of the choice has fallen in recent years. I feel like it used to be a lot better, and now it's slowly getting worse. It's not night and day. They still have some really good choices. Like Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, we got 2 months ago. Blasphemous 2, you got 1 month ago. So I still do feel that they're giving away really good games. But yeah, I feel like if you look at some of the older bundles, you got maybe a bit more bang for your buck. Although that being said, I feel like the bundles that did give you more bang for your buck back in the day, that's back when Humble Bundle had a bit of a different subscription model. I think only recently they let you claim all 8 games. I think before then you had to pick 3 of them. That's why it was called Humble Choice. But now that name is kind of just a relic of a bygone era. So yeah, I mean, saying that the games used to be better also comes with the caveat that you were only able to pick 3 out of 8 games. Or I think you could actually pay to get more than 3. I think depending on how much you paid, you could select more of them. So yeah, you get 8 games, and 8 games is a great deal. And yeah, it's not the end of the world. Like I'm saying, this is not the worst game that I've got on Humble Bundle. Okay, I got Borderlands 3 on Humble Bundle. I can guarantee you this is not the worst one. So yeah, that's that. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to my main channel. The link to that is in the description. This is my second channel, not my main channel. My main channel, like I said, is in the description or on screen right now. So subscribe to that, and subscribe to this one if you feel like it. I don't really mind. See ya.